Hello everyone and welcome to Mathics. In this video, I'll be doing Australian Mathematics Competition, AMC. And this is going to be intermediate level. And the cover page you see right now is from 2021. But the questions are from 2022. Okay, there's no PDF file for the questions yet. So I'll just got questions from one of my students, and I'll make the questions based on those. And I'll be doing question 1, okay, all the way to question 30 is going to be a full guide. Well, as you see, the quality of the questions is not that great, but I think it will do, okay? So the beginning questions are easier, so we will do them, okay, more quickly. So question 1 is very easy, okay. 2,220 minus 2022 is going to be C198, okay. So let me also highlight it. Okay, it's going to be C. Okay, so let's focus on question 2. Okay. The shape is built from 29 squares, each one 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. What is the perimeter in centimeters? Okay. So it's perimeter, okay, but as you see, okay, we don't have to calculate the perimeter of all the shape. We could just do the perimeter of this part, okay, how long this part is in centimeters, okay, and multiply this by 4, okay. So let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to have 4 of this. Okay, so 4 13s, okay, is going to be 52. So, okay, let's just clean this part. Okay, let's move on to question 3. Okay. Put it in the middle. A digital clock shows the time as, okay, 8 o'clock, 22 minutes. In how many minutes will it be midnight? Okay. The answer is in 3 hours. Okay. And 38 minutes, it will be midnight, right? Okay, yes. So we just need to just turn this into minutes. 3 hours is, of course, multiplied by 60 is 180 minutes plus 38 minutes. Okay, it's going to be 218. Okay. So because the questions are easy, I'm not going to explain a lot. Okay. It will be different for the next questions. Let's go and do question 4. What is the value of this? I think, again, this one is not very difficult. Larger. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. It's going to be 5 over 25. Okay, let's simplify, dividing both of them by 5. 1 over 5. 1/5 is the answer, okay? So let's go and do question 5. Okay, in this triangle, PQR, these two sides are the same, okay? And QPR is 48 degrees. And these two parts are for Raven. These are not for the questions. So he put them there. And okay, again, not very difficult. We know that the sum of the internal angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, so the sum of these two will be 180 minus 48. Okay, and then we need to divide this by 2 because we have two angles, Q and R. Okay, we just want PQR, which is going to be this one. Okay. So it's going to be 132 divided by 2. Okay, it's going to be 66. Let's do the last question on the first page. What fraction of, okay, the rectangle is shaded, okay? So let's find the area of the rectangle first. It's going to be 8 times 7. 56. Okay. Now the area of this trapezoid. Okay, this one. Okay. There are two ways. Maybe you would like to find the area of these two. Okay. If this is 8, this is 12. So these are 4. This would be 2. This would be 2. You could find these areas, subtract them from the rectangle, or you could find the area of the trapezoid, okay, itself. So how do you find the area of trapezoid? We add these two and then divide them by 2, which is the average, and then multiply it by the height over here, which is 7. Okay, so it's going to be like this. Average of 8 and 12 divided by 2 is going to be 10. Multiply by the 7. Okay. I made a mistake, okay? So, as I said, the area of the trapezoid is going to be 10 times 7, 7t, okay? But I said I calculated the area of the rectangle wrong. I multiplied 8 by 7. It's not true. It's the area of the rectangle is 12 times 7. Okay. So now this 7, 70 and 7 cancel becomes 10. So the answer is 10 over 12. Dividing both of them by 2, 5, 6. Okay. So that's the answer. So I'll see you in the next page. Okay, we are on the next page. So question 7. Okay, 0.4 squared is going to be 0.16 plus. Okay, this squared is 0.01. Okay, we add them. 0.17. Okay, it's going to be C. See, the beginning questions are not really that tough. But don't worry, they get more difficult and they get more challenging little by little. Okay. This one, the quality of the question is not good. I tried to read it better. Australia uses 160 million liters of petrol each day. There is enough petrol stored to last 60 days. Okay, they stored enough that lasts 60 days. How much more petrol does Australia need to buy to have enough stored for 90 days. Okay. So they have for enough for 60. They want 90 days stuff. So they need to buy for 30 days more. Okay. So 30 days extra they require. 1 day, they need 160 millions. So we just need to multiply 160 million multiplied by 30. Okay. How much is that going to be? Okay. 16 times 3. Okay. Is 48. Okay. 1 0 here, 1 0 here, 2 zeros. Okay. And the million will be repeated, which is going to be E. So still we continue to question 9. Okay. This one, question 9, we want to subtract these two. The denominators, okay, are going to be, we need to change the denominators. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay. So 2 will be, this has to be multiplied by 3. I think I don't need to explain that. It's too basic. So it's going to be 3 times 2022. I need to continue this. Minus 3 has been multiplied by 2 times 222. If you multiply them in the test, what is 3 times 2022? And you multiply them, then subtract them, well, you're wasting a lot of time, okay? Because 2022 is repeating, we need to just factorize it, okay? We have 3 of these minus 2 of these, okay? Okay. So it's going to be, 3 minus 2 multiplied by 2022 divided by 6. Of course, it's going to be 1. You have 3 of something minus 2 of that thing, 1 of that thing, okay? So 2022 divided by 6, okay? It's going to be the same as 1011 divided by 3. Okay, as you see, the only one is going to be 300 and something. It's hard to calculate. So I'm just going to choose this one. Okay. It's a test. We don't have to calculate everything. Okay. Now, which term should replace the triangle in this equation? Okay. Very easy, right? So we have 3 of this. Okay, so we're going to have 3 triangles equals 27. Okay, x cubed y to the 6th power. Okay, both sides obviously need to be divided by 3. These 3 will cancel. Okay, so we're going to have a triangle equals 27 x cubed y to the 6th power, all of this divided by 3, okay? So now we just have to divide these two. We're dividing the coefficients, right? We're not going to touch, okay, the variables. 27 over 3 is going to be 9. So it's going to be 9. The same thing, x cubed, y to the 6 are not going to change. So the answer will be B. I think it was easy. Okay, so from here, we're going to go to question 11 to 20. So you will see, okay, the challenge level will increase. Okay. I made too much mess here. It's better now. Okay. Three vertices of a rectangle, okay, are the points 1 and 4, 7, 4, 1, 8, at which point do diagonals of the rectangle cross. So if non-natives are watching this, right? So I have a lot of Chinese students. So they would have problems with the word vertices and diagonals. So vertices are the points. Diagonals are these two. Okay, and of course they cross, they intersect at this middle point. So you just need to spot these points, right? But remember, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. The first number will show x-axis, the second one now y. So this one, we have to go on x-axis. 1 will be here, so 4 will be here. This is 4, this is 1. Now with the same 7 and 4, so as you see, the y is not changing. 7 is changing, so this would be 7. Okay? And that means how long is this side of the rectangle? 6. To get to this cross point intersection, we need to go 3. It's going to be plus by 3 later. Okay. So let's continue. 1 and 8. Okay. X's are 1, but this will increase to 8. So we were at 4 here. We are at 8 here. How much did we go up? How far? We went up 4. So this side is actually 4. So to get to the middle point, we need to go up half of that, which would be 2 here. So from this point, which was 1 and 4, okay, x1 plus by 3. This 4 plus by 2, I have to write it backward. So it will be 4 and 6. There we go. Okay, too much mouse. Let me clear everything. Is that the last question on the page? No, there is one more. Okay. This question is again a little tricky. And Raven has said that B is not the solution. Okay, let's see if he's right. By the way, I think for these types of question, instead of solving it, the best option is just trial and error. So for example, is it 1? If this is 1, let's assume it's 1. This whole thing will be 1. Okay? So that means this thing will be 2. Okay, 1, all of this would be 1 over 2. 1 over 2 plus 1 will be 3 over 2. So is that this one? So go like this and eliminate the options. It would be so much easier. That's what I would recommend. But if you want to learn how to solve it, if you're interested, I think it makes sense to call all of this something else. Okay, we're going to call it R for Raven. So let's call it R. So, and then let's try to solve it. 5 over 3 is going to be the same as 1 plus 1 over 1 plus y. Okay. So you could add this, right? You could add these two together. I wouldn't like to solve it like that. Instead, okay, I'm going to remove 1 from here and then add 1 from here. So we know that 5 over 3 is the same as 1, which is 3 over 3, plus 2 over 3, right? So instead of this 5 over 3, we're going to write this. Let me do that. So instead of this, we'll write 1 plus 2 over 3. Okay, the reason I did it is kind of obvious now. You see that these ones are the same. So this has to be 2 over 3. Okay, let's go and use that. So now we'll learn that this 1 over 1 plus y is supposed to be 2 over 3. So, but as you see, it's not going to be, okay, this is 1, this is 2. So we just need to multiply both of these by a 2. Okay, you see it's too much work. Just guesswork, trial and error would be so much better. So it would be 2 over 2 plus 2y equals, oh, I call it r and then I use y. Sorry, guys. So 2 plus 2y. It has to be 2 over 3. Okay, this side's of the equation. So this is, that means this 2 plus 2y has to be 3. So let me write it here. So 2 plus 2y is supposed to be 3. So 2y will be this 2. Subtracting both sides by 2. It's going to be 3 minus 2, which is 1. So y, which was our R, Raven, okay, is 1 over 2. So that means this is 1 over, this triangle was 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 2. So the answer is 2. A lot of work. I wouldn't recommend it. Just go, okay? Just try each number. So much easier. Okay, so question 12 is done. As you see, we have finished this page. Take a peek, right? Okay, I think the questions are not out there yet. So, okay, I'll see you on the next page. Okay, we're going to do the third page of the test, question 13 to 17. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio of 2, 3, and 4. What is the size of the largest angle in degrees? So we know that, again, internal angles of a triangle together, they're 180 degrees. So it's going to be easy. All we have to do is divide them all by 2 plus 3 plus 4. because it says the largest angle. So we're trying to find this one. Okay. If you wanted the middle-sized angle, you would multiply by 3. If you wanted the smallest one, you would multiply by 2. Okay. This is going to be 9. So 180 over 9 is 20. So it's going to be 20 times 4. Not very difficult. 80. Okay, again, not a difficult question. I think the next question is the first question that might challenge. So I think this question, again, as you see, Raven is the student, I think is a student, I assume, who sends me these questions asking me to make these solutions. Okay, by the way, you could do the same thing for other tests or other levels of AMC. Okay, I think first it was challenging to him, but then he figured it out. So let's go. In this puzzle, each circle should contain an integer. Each of the 5 lines, so there are 5 lines, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of 4 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4 circles, should add to 40. When the puzzle is completed, what is the largest number used? Okay, that's the first question that is, I think, challenging. So it said it needs to add up to 40. So this is all these numbers together should be 40. 15 and 7, 22, 24, and I think it's okay, that is 16. Okay, so, and I think I am blocking a part of the question. So this is 9. So 9 and 16, 25. Okay, so this is supposed to be 7 because all of this is supposed to be 40. So from here, it gets difficult, right? So how to do it? You see, the sum of these should be 40. The sum of these should be 40. The sum of this should be 40. So the safest way, but probably the longest, would be writing an equation. Maybe you could do some guesswork if you get lucky, I don't know. So for this one, I would write the equation. So 2 plus 7 plus a plus c should be 42 plus 7 plus a plus c should be 40. That's the first equation. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now let's write it for this one with a and b. 9 plus 7 plus a plus b is going to be 40 again. Again, we need to write another equation. I didn't write it for this one. No, not that one. I didn't write it for B and C, so I didn't write it for this one, right? So the last one will be 8 plus 15 plus B plus C is 40. Now we have 3 variables and 3 equations, so definitely doable. But we have some space problems here. So let's simplify this one. This is going to be 23. Both sides minus by this. So B plus C would be 17, subtracting both sides by 23. So I will clean this. Now the second one, 9 plus AC is 40. 40 minus 9 is 31. So A plus C is 31. Again, I clean this one. This is 16. 40 minus 16 is 24. So A plus B is 24. Now how to solve this one. Okay. You see, you just have to select either one that you want. So you just have to subtract randomly two of the equations together. See, now I will go with this. I'm going to subtract these two. This one, this equation, minus this equation. See, when we minus them, it would be A minus A. So A's will be gone. So I'm going to go this equation minus this equation. It would be A minus A, right? So it would be gone. So 0. And then we'll have C minus B equals 31 minus 24, 7. So C minus B is 7. C plus B is 17 over here, isn't it? So the first equation. Now I'm going to use this equation, number 3. Okay, I will write it again one more time. So B plus C is 17. So all we have to do is add these two equations together. Okay, so the left sides, when we add the left sides, this B and this B will cancel. So we'll have 1C and 2C. So 2C's will be the same as 17 plus 7, 24. So C is 12. So we got C. C is, maybe it's the largest number. We don't know. If C is 12, well, B is 5. B is very small. If B is 5, well, A is 19. Yes. So we wanted the largest one. The largest one is this brother over here. It's 19. So the answer is E. So that was a long one, right? And kind of difficult for question 14. Right? Maybe could have guessed it. Then it would have been much, much faster. So if you have a better idea, maybe you could also write it in the comment section. Right? I am thirsty. Sorry, guys. I have to drink this. D and L arranged to meet at a cafe. Luke leaves work, walking at the speed. 5 minutes later, D starts cycling at his flat. You see, they're not going from the same places. Okay, and then a further 15 minutes later, both arrive at the cafe at the same time. What is the total distance traveled? Much, much easier than the previous question. So one place leaves work, one of them leaves work and walks to the cafe. The other one, Daniel. Daniel leaves where? His flat. So Daniel would go a longer distance is going with the bike goes here. So from the workplace, who's doing that? L, Luke. Luke goes with this speed with 6 kilometers per hour. Okay. For 20 minutes. Why 20 minutes? 15 minutes here, 5 minutes here. 20 minutes is how many hours? Is a third. Okay. So because 20 minutes, okay, is going to be 20 over 60 minutes is going to be 1/3 of an hour. So look, we go with the speed of 6 for 1/3 of time. You get 6 over 3, 2. So Lou walks for 2 kilometers. How about Daniel? Daniel goes with the speed of 20. He's on a bike, of course, fast. An hour, but he started 5 minutes late. So only 15 minutes. 15 minutes is how many hours? Not even 1 hour. 1/4 of an hour. Okay, so you go with the speed of 20 for 1/4 of time. It's going to be 20 divided by 4, 5 kilometers, right? So let me check. Okay, no mistakes. So 20, 1/4 of an hour. Yeah, that's 5, definitely. And 2. So now, what is the total distance they travel? A 5 kilometers and a 2 kilometer. 5 and 2 is 7 kilometers. So let me clear this part and do question 16 together. Okay, my family of 7 adults and 5 children gather each year to celebrate Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival. Well, all my students are Chinese, and I don't think they do that. They have too much homework to do. Well, they barely have time to like play games or watch TV. They never do that. Okay. So here, each adult gives one gift to everybody else. So we have 7 adults, and 7 adults are going to give gifts to whom? To 5 children and to other adults, right? There's 7 adults. They're not going to give gifts to themselves. So they're going to give the gifts to 7 people minus 1. So it's going to be 6. 5 children and 6 other adults. Okay. Each child, so we have 5 children, is going to give to every other child. Again, the kids are not going to give gifts to themselves. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay. This is 11 times 7, 77, plus 20, 97. That's 20. Okay. So it's kind of, you make you wonder, why question 16 is so easy? And then this question is so hard. Maybe there is a better solution than the one I did. Okay. So I think this is, as you see. Let me do some cleaning. That's a long question. Oh my goodness. Let me clear all the page. Okay, so I'm blocking one of the options is 9/16. Okay, this spinner is spun twice to form a 2-digit number using the following rules. The first value spun forms the 10-digit of a number. So we're going to have a 2-digit number like this. This one, of course, is the 10th digit. So as you can see, we could have 1, 2, 3, or 4. So we're going to have any of them possible. So they're going to be like 4 options for the first one. Okay. If the second value rolled is larger than the first, so for example, if the first one is 1 and the next one is 2, which is large, it becomes the units digit of a number. So that's it. Good. Okay. So if it's 1 and 2, good. If it's 1 and 3, again, no problem. If the second value spun is not larger than the first, which is going to be the same or smaller, then the 10th digit is repeated as the units digit. Okay. All right. So for example, let's see. What if the first one that we roll is 4? Okay. And again, then the next number we roll is 3. Then what happens? So that would be the second value, like 3. Okay. Is not larger than the first. That's going to be. Then the 10th digit, 4, is repeated. So 43 turns into 44. Okay. Interesting. So what is the probability that the resulting 2-digit number is divisible by 11? Because there are not going to be too many options, let's make a list. Okay. I'll go here to have some space. So the first number is 1. Go down. The second number is the same. Okay. So it's going to be 11. So the first number, 11. Now, what if the second number is larger, like 12? So because it is larger, then it becomes the units digit. So no problem. 1 and 3 like this, 1 and 4 like this. Okay, so these are numbers. Now, what if this first number is a 2, like the case is here? Then, what if we roll a 21? 1 is smaller than 2. So the 10th digit will repeat. So we were not going to have 21. Okay, 21 will automatically turn into 22 as well. So 22 is 22. We're not going to change it. So 23. 3 is larger than 2, so no problem. 4 is larger than 2, no problem. So what happens if we have, right, all the possibilities? Let me write them all. 32, 33, and 34. 31 is not acceptable because the second number, okay, is not larger than the first number. So this will turn into clean 33. So the same story happens with 32 again. 32 will also be 33. 33 not touched. So 34 is also okay because like this, it becomes, if the second value rolled is larger, so it is larger, then no problem. It becomes the units digit. So, and then we're going to have to deal with 41, 42, 43, and 44. So again, right, if the second value spawn is not larger than the first one, then this will be repeated. So this has to be cleaned, this one clean, and this one clean. So all of them will be 44, 44, and 44. Now we're going to have 16 numbers. And how many of them are divisible by 11? The numbers that are repeating are divisible. So 44, 1, 2, 3, 4. 11, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So from the 16 possibilities, 10 of them will be divisible by 11. 10 over 16 will be 5 over 8. Okay, which will be this option. Okay. Oof. So before we go to the next one, I want you to just take a look. And these are the 2022 questions. So for this video, I will do the next page, but question 21 to 30 will be kept for another video. Okay, the fourth page of the test. Okay, question 18 to 20. So you'll see that the questions are getting more challenging. We have 8 overlapping unit squares. Okay, so each side is going to be 1. They're going to be unit squares. Are drawn to produce a flower shape as shown. The parts where 2 squares overlap are isosceles triangles. So that's isosceles triangle. Okay. So this is 90 degrees. These are 45 and 45. What is the total shaded area? Okay, because they're overlapping, they're going to be, we had 8. So the answer is, of course, smaller than 8. All the options are smaller than 8. Now what to do? So, see, what is the area of this? Right, each of these triangles. If we have the area of one of this, then it's over. This is 90 degrees. You see, the trick, I think, is, so if we continue this part, so it'll be half of the square, right? All of this is 1 square. So this is half of the square. And one of these triangle is going to be half of half, which is going to be 1/4. Okay, I think now a lot of you can answer the question. So look, if this is 1/4 of 1, because the area was 1, this is also 1/4. Together, they are a half. So it means that this ridiculous shape is also 1/2. Okay. So with this, it's easy. Okay, now let's go and count. So let's just select how many perfect squares we have. 1, 2, 3, okay, and 4. So we're going to have 4 of these goodies. So the areas that we don't have are these shapes that we figured out they are half. So how many of these do we have? Okay, this shape, it will be 1/2 here. This shape over here, 1/2 here. And the last one, of course, I'm going to draw it for the last one. This is also 1/2. So as you see, we have 4 of these 1/2s. And we have 4 complete squares. So the red ones are easy peasy 4. Okay, and we're going to have 4 of halves. Of course, it's going to be 4 of halves. It's going to be 2 plus 4, 6. Okay. Okay, Rick and Nick started learning guitar recently. 2 weeks ago, Rick had been learning 5 times as long as Nick. 2 days ago, Rick had been learning twice as long as Nick. Today, what is the number of days that Rick has been learning plus the number of days that Nick has been learning? Okay. The question is ambiguous. Okay. Because here it says 5 times as long as Nick in terms of what? Like the number of sessions, hours? Here it says the number of days, so we have to assume that means the number of the number of days was 5 times more. Okay. So let's just go here. Let's assume that this is now. So we have 2 time references. One of them is 2 weeks ago, right? So that's going to be 1 week here, 7 days here. And again, 7 days here. So before this time, both of them had already started. So both of them have been doing this for more than 14 days. Nick, for this much, do we know how many days? No. But we know that Rick was 5 times before this. So my red line should be 5 times as big as my orange line. That's why I draw it like that. Okay, we also have another time reference, which is 2 days over here. So I think the graph is complete now. Okay. So let's just start. 2 weeks ago, we're talking about this time. Rick, R, had been learning 5 times. So that's the first equation. R is 5n. That's the first equation. Okay, now the second equation. Okay, 2 days ago, this one. Let me change color. This one. 2 days ago, Rick had been learning twice. So, but let's see the journey for Rick. Rick has started like this. R plus 7 days plus 5 days, isn't it? That's a 5, that's a 7, and that's R. This is for Rick. Rick was R plus 12 days. So Rick has learned R plus 12 days. I'm not going to write days. So that's for Rick. How about Nick? Nick, okay, it's just the same thing. 12 days, but plus n. This is for Nick. Now we have this equation over here. Instead of R, we're going to write 5n. So that would be 5n. That's for Rick. Rick was 5n plus 12. Nick has been doing it for n plus 12. Okay. And here it says that it's just twice. Okay. So Nick is the smaller number. So we give times 2 to this part. Okay, so all we have to do is solve this equation. So let me make it black. So 5n plus 12 equals 2n plus 24. So we're going to have 3n equals 12. So, okay, we're going to have n equals 4 days. Okay. 3 and then yes. So n is 4. So let's see here. Now let's go back to our graph. So n over here was only 4 days. So r was 5 of this. So that's going to be 20 days. 4 times 4, 20 days. So today, what is the number of days that Rick has been learning plus the number? So all of the graph. So for Rick, 20 plus 2 weeks. Okay, so for Rick, 20 days plus 2 weeks, 34. For n, again, 2 weeks, 14 days, plus 4 is 18. So what is the sum of these two numbers? Okay, 52, I think, right? Yes, 52. So the answer is D. Okay, see, that question was a little challenging. So let's focus on the last question. Let me clear everything. I have all of it here. So I think I'm on the way. I could be here. Okay. Over the last 20 years, the standard ratio of television screens has changed from 4 to 3, from 4:3 to 16 to 9. When the ratio of the content doesn't match the ratio of the screen, it is being viewed on black bars, often used to compensate as illustrated. Okay, now, okay, what's the question? If L is the fraction of the screen blacked out in the left diagram, and R is the fraction of the screen blacked out in the right diagram, then what is the ratio of L to R? Okay. It's a ratio question, so we could assume any numbers that we want, right? This is 3. 3 what? It doesn't matter. 3 meters, inches, feet, kilometers, doesn't matter. So this is 3, this is 4. Okay. Now, this one is 9. But the units wouldn't be. If this is 3, this wouldn't be 9. It's a different unit. Right? So what to do? So instead of this, because they will have different units, 3 of this is 9 of something else. So I'm going to call it 9x. So if this is 9x, this one over here will be 16x. So let's find it. I think then the rest of it is just child's play. So x would be, so 3 equals 9x. So x is 1/3. If x is 1/3, okay, then this would be 16/3. Okay. So all of this from here is 16 over 3. Okay. So we have everything we want now, right? So we want the area of the big rectangle. Okay, would be this one. The big one would be 3 times 16 over 3. So the big area of everything is 16. Why? 3 times 16 over 3 is 16. Okay, the area of this is 12. This shape is the area of this 3 times 4. So what is the area of the black bars? 16 minus 12, 4. So these are the area of this plus this is 4. So what is L? That's L. We could also write it as 1 over 4. So L is 1/4. Let me write it here. 1 over 4 is for L. Okay, so the same process. Let's repeat it. Okay, now which one is easier to start? You see, if I call this 3 and this 4, my job will be harder. Okay, so let's just call this 1. Okay, this one is 9. This one is 16. Again, it's a ratio question. Don't worry about anything. Okay, if this is 9, this is, okay, 16. So the big rectangle, okay, this one is 3 by 4, right? But again, it's a different kind of unit. So I'm going to call it 4x. Now this time, this is 3x. Okay. So if 16 is 4x, so x is 4 over 16, which is 1 over 4. Okay. I'm sorry. If 4x is 16, x is 4. So 4x is 16, x is 4. Yeah, I'm tired, aren't I? Okay, so if x is 4, then we have the size of this side. 3/4. 3 times 4 is 12. So this side will be, okay, 12. Okay, now if this is 9, okay, we had this, okay, 16. This one was 12. So from here to here, all of this is 12. So the big rectangle, the large rectangle is 16 times 12 is all of it. So 16 times 12 would be this, the large area. Okay. So what is the area of these black bars? We could write it like this. It would be 16 times 12 again, the whole thing, minus the part inside, which is 9 times 16. You can see it. Okay, now let's go and simplify this. That's going to be the ratio of the black bars. Okay, 16s are the same, so let's factorize it. Take it out. So it's going to be 16. 12 minus 9, right? We're just talking about the numerator here. So it will be 3. This would be 3. So all of this, instead of all of this, I'm going to write 3 times 16. Okay. As you see, this and this is canceled. It's going to be the same as 3 over 12. So simplify them both. It's going to be 1 over 4. Again, so L is 1/4, R is 1/4. So what is the ratio of this? 1 over 4th divided by 1 over 4th is going to be 1 and 1. Okay, so okay, let's do question 21. As you see the picture, there is a triangular ramp, okay, in the shape of right angle tetrahedron. This is the right angle. The horizontal base is an equilateral triangle with sides of 8 meters. Okay, so this is 8. This is also 8. Okay, and this dotted line behind it is also 8. Okay. The apex here is 1 meter directly above one corner of the base so that the two faces are vertical. In a square meters, what is the area of the sloping face? Okay, so we are trying to find this area. Okay, so luckily we have this 8, which is the base of this triangle. We are trying to find this height over here. Okay, if we have this height, then the question would be easy. Height times 8 divided by 2 will be the area. Okay, so now you see that here, okay, we have this one 8, but we're trying to find this green one. But this green one is the hypotenuse of this green triangle. Okay, so let's find this one. Okay, the hypotenuse over here, this one, we're trying to find it. Let's go. It's going to be square root of 64, which is 8 squared plus 1 squared. So square root of 65 it is. Okay, so let me do some cleaning here. Okay, this is, no, okay, let me clean all of this. So we have this line, remember, this is the square root of 65. Okay, now I want you to focus on this triangle in the middle with the 1h in there. Okay, now this one is again the hypotenuse for this triangle. Okay, so I'm going to write it here. H square, the height is square, plus half of this 8 is 4. I'm not using a good color. So 4 squared, height is squared, plus 4 squared is, okay, square root of 65. Okay, again, squared. The square root of, okay, this is, all of this is going to be 65. Okay, so from here, we can have the height, h. Okay, h squared equals 65. 4 squared is 16. Okay, so h squared will be 49. So the value of height, we found it. The height would be 7. Okay, so now that we have height being 7, okay, so the height here is 7, base is 8. We multiply these two numbers, divide them by 2, which is going to be, okay, 7 times 4, 28. So it will be B. Let's do the next question, question 22. These types of questions look very, very scary, but if you get started, they are very easy, okay? Now let's focus on the first term. 1 times 2 times 4 is 8. This one is 27, right? So, okay, this was 8. This is 27. Now, you see that each term is being multiplied by 2. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2 is... So, this one, I could, okay, factorize 1, 2 from each term. Okay, so this will be the same as 8. Okay, I'm writing this one. 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 4. Okay, if you're not sure, just factorize it. This one, again, I will go factorize it by 2. There are 3 2's. It's going to be 8 times 1, 3 times 9. So now look, okay, this one was, okay, 8 over 27. Now if you have 2 of these, okay, it's going to be, okay, 1 times 2 times 4, okay, plus 8 of the same thing. Okay. Over, again, 1 times 3 times 9, okay, plus 8 of the same thing, okay. So guess what? You see, now we could factorize it. You see, these are the same, okay? So we're going to have 9 of them, okay? Again, we're going to have 9 of the same thing, okay? This is called this one A. This will be 9A. Call this one B. This will be 9B. And look, they are canceled again, okay? So that means the first term was 8 over 27. 2 of them 8 over 27. Okay, so just to make sure, let me just write another one. So if this one is again 1, just call this one A. It will be A plus 2228A plus the next one is 3 multiplied 3 multiplied by 3. It's going to be 27 A's. Okay, and blah, 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 blah. So the same thing, if I call this one 1 times 3 times B, it's going to be 1B plus 8B, okay, plus 27B. Okay, and you could see that again, after factorization, all of them will be simplified. So the ratio does not change. So that means this number 2022 is just for the looks. It doesn't matter. 2, 3 million, infinity. The answer wouldn't change. All of it would be 8 over 27. So we want the third root of 8 over 27. So third root of 8 over third root of 27. Okay. This would be 2. This would be 3. Okay. Well, actually, this wasn't a difficult question. I just wanted to explain it a lot so that everybody understands. So, not very difficult. Lisa has a mixture of water and milk in a drum in the ratio of 5 to 7. She accidentally spills 9 liters of this mixture. She then fills the drum with 9 liters of water. This makes the water to milk ratio 9 to 7. How many liters of milk were in the drum originally? Okay. Real quick, let's just draw a picture, a diagram. Water to milk. So water is less, is 5 water and 7 milk. Okay. So milk is more than water. And I'm going to write this ratio. The amount of water we have to, or it's a good idea to write it as 5x and milk 7x. And then 9 liters go out. You see, because we have more milk, so the ratio of milk is more milk than water is going to spill out. So both of them 9 liter, but a part of 9 liter. So water is going to be 5 over 12 of water is going to get out. 12 is coming from 5 plus 7. And here we have more milk. So 9 times 7 over 12. Okay, it's going to go out. And remember, let me put here. These are x's, okay? Do not get confused. Okay, these are not times. Okay, so we have this much. And then 9 liters out, okay? We then add 9 liters of water. So when we do this, water will be more, 9 to 7. So if I want to draw a picture again so that you could visualize it, it's going to be now more water. Water will be more, but milk would be less than we had at first. Okay, because we lost milk, but we ended up with more water. So that's going to be the ratio. And now this one over this one is going to be 9 over 7. Okay, let's do it. Let's do some cleaning. So the first one, I'm going to put a fraction line here. That's a good idea. This one divided by this one. Okay. Oh my God, I lost it. Okay, we have it here. I need to write it again. Okay, let me write it again. So now we know 5x minus, okay, let's simplify these now. Okay, it's going to be 3 over 4, 15 over 4. This is the amount of water we lost during the spill, plus this 9. All of this over 7x minus, okay, let's simplify this, 21 over 4. Okay, let me clean this. Okay. So the ratio of this is supposed to be 9 over 7. So from here, you could go on and solve this equation. Okay, it's a linear equation, you could solve it. Or I'm going to do something else here. What I'm going to do, okay, is first simplify this a little. You see, let's get rid of these 4. So numerator multiplied by 4 denominator multiply by 4 to get rid of this one. 4 times 5x is 20x minus 15 plus 4 times 9, 36. Okay. So 36 minus 15 is going to be 21. Okay. Yes. Mistake. So plus 21 over this one, 28x minus 21. Okay. So this is supposed to be 9 over 7. If you like it, go and simplify it. I have another idea. You see here, the question is, how many liters of milk were in the drum originally? Okay, this is the ratio of, this is 7. So most likely B is the answer. Why? Because B is the only one that is divisible by 7. So if you just want to try your luck, go with B. Okay. And now B is 21. This is 7. That we had this 7x. That makes 7x equals 21. So then if this is correct, if our guess is correct, x will be 3. Okay. Let's go and use the options we have. If x is 3, if this, we put 3 here, if it's 9 over 7, we had the right guess. So let's go. X is 3 is going to be 20 times 3. It's going to be 60 plus 21 over 28 times 3. Okay, it's going to be 84 minus 21. So this is 81 over 63. Simplifying both of them by 9, we're going to get 9 over 7, which is this one. So guess what? Our guess was right. So the value of this x is 3. If you solve it, you get 3. We just did this, did it like this, so that we just saved some time. Question 24. Given that the highest common factor of P and Q is T, and Q equals RT, then the lowest common multiple of P and Q will always be equal to what? Okay. Don't forget you're doing the test, so you have the options available. Okay. And also, it says always. That means for any numbers, it's like that. Why do we have to deal with the difficult question when we could make it easy? For example, let's this be, for example, 6 and 2. Okay. If P and P is 6, Q is 2, then Q equals RT. Okay. The highest common factor of this, okay, if it's 6 and 2, the common factor, the highest common factor of them is going to be 2 again. Okay. So now if T is 2, Q is also 2, then R will be 1. Okay. Then the lowest common multiple of 6 and Q will always, okay, we have 6 and 2. What is the lowest common multiple of them? 6. So let's see which one gives 6. So P times Q, 6 times 2 is 12. It's not giving 6. Q times R gives 2. R was 1. T is 2. It's giving 2. P is 6. R is 1. This is giving 6. So let's keep it. P multiplied by 2 is giving 12. It's out. Only this one. Okay. Question 24. It's supposed to be challenging, but not so much. Okay. Question 25. A positive number is written in each cell of the 3 by 3 table. In each row and each column, the product of the numbers is equal to 1. Okay, so for example, here it could be 4, 1 over 16. When we multiply them, each row is 1. And in each 2 by 2 square, the product of the numbers is equal to 2. For example, 2, 4, 1 over 8, and 2 in this square. When we multiply them, they get 2. What is the number in the central cell? Okay, to be honest, when I was trying to make this video, this question challenged me a lot until I noticed something. Wait a second. I don't know if you can see me. Until I noticed something. You see, why is there no 4 here? You see, why do you think they put 6 here instead of 4? Why? Because 4 was the answer. So if they put 4 here, there will probably be 2 right answers. That's why they remove 4 from it. So if my theory is right, which one looks like 4? See, which one do you think is the same as 4? For example, if I put 2 here, so if this one is 1 over 2, this one has to be 1. This one and this one wouldn't be the same. But if I put 4 here, I could write here 1 over 2 and 1 over 2. Okay, so 4 has a quality. Which other number has the same quality? It's 16, because if I write 16 here, 1 over 4 here, and 1 over 4 here. Okay, so if it's like that, let's put 1 over 4 again here, 1 over 4 again here. This one 2, 2, 2, and 2. So each row and each column, when we multiply them, it's going to be 1. Any squares you pick, it's going to be 2, right? When you solve it, it looks very easy, but when you don't find it, it just drives you crazy. So the answer is 16. Okay, let's deal with question 26. In the sum below, A, B, and C are non-zero digits. What is the 3-digit number A, B, C in the second line of the sum? Okay. So these questions, again, when you see them, they look really difficult, but they're not, okay, as difficult that they appear to be. Let's just start with this here. B, C. See, there are some options. You tell me which one makes sense. B plus C, 2. B plus C, 12. B plus C, 22. Okay. Which one is obviously not going to happen? B plus C, 22. 22 is too large. Both of them should be 11, right? But we know they're supposed to be 1-digit numbers, so this one, okay, not useful. B plus C, the only way it works is that B and C should both be 1. And again, it's not very likely. If B and C is 1, this is 1, A is supposed to be 1. All of them are going to be 1. Not going to work, okay? So that means we narrowed it down to b plus c is 12. If b plus c is 12, 2 is here, 1 goes to the next level. So now a plus b plus 1 is again supposed to be 12 with the same reasoning. So I'm gonna write a plus b plus 1 equals 12. Okay, so it's going to be a plus b equals 11. Okay, most likely. So now, if this is 12 again, another go, 1 goes here. So c plus a plus 1 equals 10. Okay, that's again, most likely. Let's see it here. So I'm going to have c plus a plus 1 is 10. So c plus a is 9. Okay. So do we have to solve the equation? I would say no. Don't try to solve it. One way is just to guess it, right? So for example, let's just start up from here. If, let's see, if c is 5, for example. If c is 5, then this is 4. Okay, sorry, I got it wrong. So I'm going to write c is 5, a is 4. This is 5, this is 4. C is 5. Okay. And A is 4. Let's see what happens here. Then we had this one, B would be 7. 7 plus 2 goes up. 5, B would be 7 again, right? Yes, we had it 7. So 7, 5, 12, 2 goes up. 12, 1 again. Okay, there you go. We found it. The first guess, it worked. Okay. So 475 is the right answer. So you just narrow down the possible numbers and then you just do trial and error. So let's go to the next one. Okay, question 27. When these numbers are multiplied, what is the sum of all the digits in the answer? So what to do with this question? Basically, for all the similar questions, you have to find a pattern. That means you have to go 171 times 6, then 66, then 667. See if you find a pattern. Okay. So we're going to do this to save time. We're going to do it on a calculator. So let's go. Let's go. I'm going to clean these parts that we have. Keep that one. And remember, we have 111,666. Good. So now you see the calculator here. So we had 171 times 162636. So from here, a new pattern appears. For each 6, we're going to get a 9, a 9, a 9, and so forth. Okay, so we have this pattern. Okay, now how to use it? You see, for how many 6s do we have here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we have 8 6s, how many 9s do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the number of 6s is 3 more than the number of 9s. So the question said 111 6s. How many 9s would it make? 3 less. Okay, so it will be 108 9s. So the answer will be 113 and a lot of 9s, 108 9s, 8, 8, 6. Okay, and we have 108 of these. So we just have to just find the sum of all the digits. Okay, so 108 times 9, first of all, is going to be 972. Okay, plus these numbers. Okay, 16, 22, 25, 26, 27. So we add up these two. 9, 9, 9 is the right answer to this question, question 27. Okay, question 28. In how many ways can 100 be written as the sum of 3 different positive integers? Note that we do not consider sums formed by reordering the terms to be different. So that 34 plus 5 plus 61, and if we reorder them, they are the same. Okay. So we want to add 3 numbers together. And when we do add them, they're going to be 100. You could see this question as you have 100 stones and you have 3 boxes. How many ways can you put them there? Okay. So, or you could see the question as this. People could ask you this. We have 3 variables. We add them, they become 100. All the numbers are positive, they are integers. So how many solutions? So all of these questions are asking you these types of questions, right? They're popular with the name of stars and bars. So if you want to learn more about them, okay, look this up. Okay, Google it, watch videos on YouTube. Okay. So now how to deal with this. Okay. So now we have 100 stones. We want to put them into 3 boxes. There's some challenges. The first challenge is all of them should be positive. Okay. That means they should not be 0. Okay. So 0 is not allowed. So because 0 is not allowed, we pick 3 stones from this 100. It becomes 97. We put 1 stone in each one. Okay. Now we have 97 stones to deal with. Okay. So imagine I just write all of them here, all this 97 stones, and we want to put them in 3 parts. Okay. So let me write them all like this, 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 and this. Okay. So how many bars do we need to put them into 3 parts, 3 sections? We only need 2 bars. Now you can see there are 3. So for example, I put them randomly there. 4 for the first box. We have already 4 here. 4 more actually. There was 1 here already. So 4 more will be added to this. This one, 4 more will be added to this. 97 minus 8 is going to be 89. 81 will be added to this. That's one of the answers. Okay. So, but I could put these bars anywhere I want. Okay. I could move them around. I could put them here. So for example, no, this is weird now. So I could put it here, put even both this one all the way here. What does that mean? If I put it here, that means add nothing to this. This one had 1 stone here, add nothing to it. Add nothing to this one. Put all this 97 to the last one. Remember, the first one had 1 in it, 1 in it, 1 and 97, 198. So see, that's one of the solutions. Okay. So how to deal with this one? Okay. We have 97 stones, 2 bars. We have 99 objects. And these 2 bars could be in any of these 99 places. So combination of 99 and 2. Okay, so what's that going to be? This will be, okay, let's see which one now. Let me clear this one. So which one will it be? It's going to be 99 factorials divided by 97 factorials divided by 2 factorials. It's going to be 99, okay, multiplied by 98. This one and this one canceled, became this, and 2 factorials like this. So far we have 99 times 49. Is that the final answer? No, not yet. There is still some extra challenges for this question. So what is the first challenge? It said that all of them have to be different. But in the way we put all these bars and everything, okay? So 1 stone could be here, 1 stone could be here, 95 stone here, right? 1 and 95 more. But here it says 1, 1 and 95. We counted it, but the question doesn't need it. So we need to remove it. How? Make a list. 1, 1, 95. Okay. Or let's do it from here. Like all the questions together. Not like this. So from all of them. 1, 1, 98. Okay. Is not acceptable for the question. 2, 2, 96 is not acceptable. 3, 3, 94 is not. And if you continue like this, you're going to have 49, 49. Okay. And 1 over here. But there is still a little challenge left here. Okay. Now there is a problem. So when the additional problem is, okay, so this one, it said, so 49. So these are, the answers should be unique. But here, when we put bars and stones, there was a problem. What was the problem? So 2 bars. So for example, sometimes we found the answer like this, 2, 2, okay, 96, for example. And then this 96 could be here. The stars and bars formula will count everything many times. Okay. So for this one, so we have 49, 49, and 1. 1 could be its place. It could be here, the second place, or it could be here. So that means from all of this, we need to remove this number minus 3 times 49. Is it over? Well, almost. But for the same reasoning, right? So we have different numbers, like for example, 2, 4, and the last number to become 100 is, okay, 94. To become 100. Again, stars and bars, the way we did the question, will count 4 to 94. And again, also counts, put the 94 in between, and 4 here, and 2 here. So it counts all of them. So we need to divide this. How many, okay, arrangement like this do we have? Okay, it's going to be 3 factorials. 6. So that means for each answer the question once, we counted it 6 times like this. So now this number also, the one we had here, needs to be divided by 6, and it would give us the final answer. So 99 times 49 minus 3 times 49, okay, would be what? So it would be 96 times 49. Okay? So 99 minus 3. All of this divided by 6. Okay? So it would be this one by this one would be 16. So the answer will be 49 times 60 is 50 times 60, which is 80, minus the 6, no, which is 800 minus 16 is going to be 784. Okay, so this would be the final answer. That was one way. The other way is just to start and count everything, right? The first number, one of the numbers is 1. The other two are what? Make a list and answer it. Okay, this one is more useful because you could apply it to some other similar questions as well. Okay, 2 more questions to go. What is the largest number of distinct elements that you can choose from this set such that no 3 of them are the side lengths of a triangle? For example, the selection could include 20, 22, and 42 since there is no triangle with these sides. But why can't we have a triangle with these 3? See, if this one is 42, okay, and this one is 20, and this one is 22. Okay, if we go and rotate both of them here, like this, okay, they would exactly go to 1 point. So they're not tall enough, okay? So if I put this 20 and 22, for example, this one would be 20, and the 22 would be something like this. If they were only 1 millimeter longer, so we'd have a triangle. Okay, not with integers, but it would be a triangle like this, slightly up, say. Okay, so that means the sum of the 2 smaller numbers should be more than the largest one. Okay, so now let's go and make a list. This question is kind of easy, not very difficult. Let's make a list. 1, 2, 3. Can we make a triangle with these? 3 is here. 1 would be exactly this part. 2 would be the other part. Not enough. How about putting 4? If you put 4 here, 4 is not good. Why? Because if I put 4 here, we'll have a 3, which would be this large. Okay, and then we'll have this one too, like this. Okay, 3 and 2, of course, is more than 4. So that means, but we want the numbers that, okay, with which triangles cannot be made. So this is not. Now if I add 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, is equal. 1 plus 2 is small, so this is good. The next number, how about 6? 3 and 5 is larger, 6 is out. 7, 3 plus 5 is larger. 8. So isn't that kind of familiar to you? See, what is the next number? 13. The next number, 21. The next number, 34. The next number, isn't that Fibonacci, right? So it's going to be 55. You just have to continue this. 89. Okay, the next number will be, okay, let me write it off the list. 144, 233, 377, 610, 610, 987. So how many numbers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So only these 15 numbers, okay? So there is only one more to go. See you next question. Okay, let's go and deal with the last question. Okay. Students sit at their desks in 3 rows of 8. Felix, the class pet must be passed to each student exactly once, starting with Alex in one corner and finishing with Brian in the opposite corner. Each student can pass only to the immediate neighbor, left, right, okay, means up, right, down, okay, to the immediate neighbor, left, right, in front, or behind. One possible path is shown. So how many ways can we go from A to B? Okay. So how do we do this? We have done this a lot in this question, right? We always start from the simple one and build up, okay? And try to find a pattern. So the simplest one would be 2 columns of 3. I'm gonna draw them now. So, okay. So if we have 2 columns, so, and then this is A and this is B, how many ways there is to go from A to B? Oh, right, left, right. That's one way. Is there another one? Can we go up? Right? No. Okay. So if we have 2 columns, so if C columns is 2, for columns 2, we only have one way. Okay. Now let's go and add to our columns. So if we have like 3, so now that we have 3, let's see how about now. Again, we're going to go from A to B. That's one way. Okay. So can we go one right? Like this. It's not gonna work. So can I go right? Not gonna happen. So, but there would be one more. Let's figure it out. So how about we did this one? Right. Okay, and the next one will be this one, obviously. Okay. So if we have 3 columns, if C is 3, we had 2 ways. Okay. Now again, let me add 2. Let me disappear this one. I'm gonna hide it. Okay, so let me add 1 more columns. Okay, this one, how many ways do we have? Okay, this is the first one. Okay, 1. Okay, can I go like this? Nope. Okay. So can we go 3 up? Not really. Okay, 1 up. That's another one. That's 2. Okay. And let's continue. That's going to be 3. And this is going to be 4. So when column is 4, the answer is 4. Okay. So is there a pattern now? Okay, with these ones. So 2 columns 1, 3 columns 2, 4 columns 4. Okay. If you try with 5 columns, you would get 8. And you could see the pattern that is going to be multiplied by 2 each time. Okay, so if we have 6 columns, it's going to be 16 and so forth. So the formula would be like this. The answer is 2 to power of C, the number of columns, minus 2. Okay, so now the question is giving us 8 columns. So it would be 2 to power of 8 minus 2, 6. So the answer will be 64 ways. Okay. Drawing the 64 ways is impossible, but if you start from simple, try to build the pattern so you could answer the question.